until my well runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby.
What it do, lunch meat? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Hip Hop by Miami Season 4, Episode 17 review. Let's get right into it. So the episode starts off with Suki in rehearsals for an upcoming performance that she's doing with Trina and a whole bunch of other people. You know, like, this is huge for her. So she's determined to knock it out the park. Kill Bill is there to amp her up and to support her. And he lets us know that he decided to put his music on hold to, you know, be supportive to her. Now, I didn't get to do a review on last week's episode, but after last week's episode, I am 100% a fan of Kill Bill's now. I just felt so bad for him and everything that he's gone through. And you could tell it's just a little boy in there that just want to be loved. And he just looks so vulnerable and just so like, hug me, love me. And it make me even more sadder that she be talking to him like that, because he really is a good guy. And I just felt so bad for him. I hope I don't find out like no bad news about him, that he been abusive or some shit like that in the past. But I love Kill Bill now, and I want him to make it. I really, truly do. I want him to make it on his own outside of her. I just love him. And I love the way he loves her and rides for her. And if she don't see the sacrifices that he's making for her, then shame on her. So, we then go to New York, Queens, New York. Nori is up there with his sons. He took his boys up there so he can show his boys how he grew up, where he grew up and everything. And you get to see him with his cousins and brother and sister and his mom and everything. And it was really just dope to see his humble beginnings and learn about his father, who was big in their community and everything. It was just really dope. Then we go back to Miami, and Ray J is at the beach with the kids. Them kids are just so stinking cute, especially that damn Melody. Melody is so cute. And Ray J is going through it. You know, him and Princess got into it on last week's episode, and I can't stand that nigga. I'm so sick of him treating her the way that he do, and I'm so sick of her allowing him to talk to her and treat her crazy. Girl, if you don't leave this nigga alone already, I don't know what the fuck is this attachment to this nigga, but he has been disrespecting you since day one. It ain't that much disrespect in the world, girl. So not only is he dealing with that, but Whack 100, you know, made that joke about it being a second sex tape with Kim, and it made headline news. And so Ray J's manager is now calling him, saying that it's fucking up their business. And Ray J felt like Kanye made it seem like he was trying to extort him or something with the comment that he made on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and in the press. And so, Ray was like, you know, anybody that know Wack know that Wack was joking. And he said that Kanye called him and he let Kanye know it ain't no second sex tape. Kim knew it wasn't no second sex tape. So all that capping she was doing on the show was just that. He said he just had old conversations and, you know, like pictures and stuff like that from when they was together that he didn't even want no more. And he was like, Kim can have that shit. She can do what she want to do with it. She can burn it. We can meet up. They met up. He didn't want nobody to know about it. He didn't even tell his mama or nobody that he was meeting up with Kanye, and he wanted to keep everything on the low. Now, even Kanye said that when they met, they rapped for about an hour or so. Kanye even said he sat down and went through everything in front of Ray. So once again, it was, you know, Kim capping and putting 10 on 20 for a storyline and to make herself look like a victim. And Kanye fell for it. He fell for it. Remember, we did a whole video series on this fuck shit and Kim and her fucking shenanigans. So, what's his name? Ray J was like, ain't no way in hell she thinks she about to talk about this shit on her show, and I'm not gonna talk about it on my show, and my show bigger than hers. I was like, you better read, Ray J. You better read the girls down. So Princess arrives to pick up the kids. She's still feeling some type of way about they altercation, him slut shaming her because she talking to somebody else, even though he be out here fucking prostitutes and shit and fucking with other bitches. But his thing is he don't care about none of them. He don't even learn their names. So it really don't mean much when he fuck other women, even though he's married with children. Okay. nigga. Make it make sense. I don't even understand why she even tries to have conversations with this nigga, because him and his logic is just as crooked as his goddamn goatee, and ain't nobody got time for it. Princess is a beautiful girl, but she needs to do some healing on the inside of her. I don't know if she got daddy issues or issues with the way she grew up, but she doesn't value herself as much as she should. And especially with her having a daughter and a young man, they're all witnessing these things, especially Melody, because she know exactly what's going on. She sees it now. So it was just unfortunate. So she was like, he asked her, did she know about what's going on? And she was like, yeah, I saw it. And she was like, why is all this coming up? And he tells her, and that's when he tells her that he didn't even tell her or his mama that he was going to even meet up with Kanye. And see, I don't like that, because you should have at least told your wife. And this is the problem. You don't respect her. How you gonna meet up with somebody else's husband about something so serious and not tell your wife? And your wife just is out here oblivious, not knowing shit. What if TMZ or somebody would have walked up on her, asking her questions about that before it really hit the press, and she just looking dumb in the face, not knowing what the fuck is going on, or denying it, thinking that they lying? Like, you don't do no shit like that. So she was like, you need to call Kanye. He was like, I got his number. He was like, but I don't trust the fact that he might record this shit and put it on their show. So she was like, well, then you need to talk to Nori, since him and Nori cool. And so Princess is wiping they son face off, and he was like, can I get a wipe? I would have been like, fuck no, bitch. I would have put more sand in his face. That's the problem. She too nice to this nigga. Fuck you. Hell no, I ain't wiping your face off. So as her and the kids is leaving, they son start crying, and poor little Melody was just sitting there looking like, why we gotta leave daddy? And that's sad. I think that's probably part of the reason why she stays with him, because she doesn't want to break up their family, and it's sad for her because she grew up in a broken home and she don't want that for her kids. But girl, it's worse for you to stay in that situation, because everything about that situation is abusive. Even though he ain't putting his hands physically on you, he is mentally and emotionally abusing your ass. And you need to get the fuck up out of that ASAP. So Florence meets up with her managers at her beauty salon that she was working on last season. It's all pink and it's so cute. And she sit down with them because after meeting up with her music industry enemy and her manager, and the girl manager saying she need better management herself, it did not got in her head that it was her manager's fault about the performance going awry. So she basically is blaming them for everything that happened instead of blaming her husband. And her management is like, it was a mishap. One time we mess up and now you kind of blaming us. And she was like, y'all need to take accountability for what y'all did. Y'all was nowhere to be found. This, that, and the third. And she had an attitude, the way she was talking to them and blaming them and telling them that they got to get her career in order and this, that, and the third. And I would have been like, girl, fuck you and your cheating ass husband. Girl, have several. Please have several. The way she even went about having a conversation was just rude and disrespectful. Like, you don't talk to people like that. So then we see Suki heading to Jacksonville, Florida for her performance. If they getting on a bus, it's 7 hours away. I don't understand why they left on the day of in a car. Anything could happen. They could get a tire pop, run out of gas, get pulled over. Anything could have happened. If this is a big performance, why didn't you leave out the night before? Why didn't y'all leave out the night before? That way y'all would have had time to rehearse and do all of that type of stuff. So she nervous and shit and decides that she wants to pull over on the side of the road at a goddamn Amoco station and practice at a fucking Amoco station parking lot. And I'm like, Suki, this is stupid, because y'all taking time out of the time y'all need to drive to get there. And she talking about, if I'm late, I'm just late, it don't matter. That makes no sense. No sense at all. If you don't feel prepared or whatever, then that's on you, because y'all should have been rehearsing night and day if that was the case. So they get back on the bus and they start heading back. Now, mind you, at this point, they have 4 hours left to get there, get ready, and all of that stuff till the performance. So Nori is back in Miami. He's at him and his wife Juice Bar. Ray J pop up on him so they can have a conversation about this whole Kanye and Kim thing. And Ray explains to him everything that happened. He was like, do you think that he was wrong? Talking about Kanye. And Nori was like, if you asked him to keep this between you two and then he went and talked about it, then yeah, because he gave his word and the man's supposed to keep his word. And I like the fact that Nori ain't doing no ass kissing and that he kept it real. Of course, Kanye ass probably have an attitude about it, but who the fuck cares? Because if y'all made an agreement, you should have stuck to it. You should have fucking stuck to it. And instead of feeling some type of way about me, you needed to been checking your lying ass fucking wife that used you and myself for a fucking storyline for her show. And when she got what she wanted, she gave you her whole entire ass to kiss. We then see Florence meet up with Dawn, child. Dawn from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back, child, with her scheming, scamming ass, allegedly. So Florence wants to meet with different managers to see if she wants to go in a different direction. She hasn't fired her managers that she has right now, but she is, like I said, taking meetings. And so she explains to Don what happened at the performance and how they booked her to perform, not her and Marlon. She was gonna bring Marlon out as a special guest. For what reason, I don't know, and Don didn't know neither. And she said when they got there, it was an itinerary, but her management had it. They didn't see it. They was sitting there waiting, not knowing when she was gonna go on stage and perform. And that Marlon got irritated, went on stage, asked for the mic. The dude wouldn't give him the mic, and so he snatched the mic, and that's when all hell broke loose. So once again, how are you mad at the managers for your husband causing a fucking scene and acting fucking unprofessional when he wasn't even on the roster to fucking perform? Make it make sense. Now, were your management wrong for not telling you the itinerary? Of course, yeah, you needed to get on their ass for that, but not for what happened with that whole melee. That was your husband's fault, darling, but you refused to hold this nigga accountable because you still sprung on dick. So Don is like, you need to get rid of your management and you need to get rid of your husband. And Florence is like, why? He has my back. She was like, girl, he ain't got your back. He only did that shit because he wanted to fucking perform. He want to be the star. He wants to take your place, darling. And I 100% agree. That nigga wasn't thinking about you. He was thinking about himself and getting his shit out there. They booked you. They didn't book him. How dare you go out there and embarrass me? And that's what Don was like. He embarrassed you, girl, in front of everybody. You need to cut that cord immediately. And so Flo just sitting there holding her head like a dummy. Don't want to do it because she talking about something. He been there supporting her. Yeah, he been there supporting you, bitch, because he live off of you. You're the breadwinner. What he got going on outside of what the fuck you got going on? Nothing. So at this point, we don't know what she gonna do, but she needs to leave that nigga fuck alone. So then we see Suki arrive to the venue. Mind you, Trina already is there. Trina got her dressing room with her full rider of things that she requested in her room. She's super happy. Suki gets to the venue and they got her in like this little room with like the little curtains or whatever. And she mad because it's not up to her standards. She didn't have anything as far as liquor or anything for her. But I'm like, girl, you a new artist. This is what new artists have to do. Shit, most new artists be having to get dressed in a fucking bathroom and shit. You need to be happy you got this goddamn room. Fuck some liquor and shit. You don't need that. You need to be getting ready to fucking perform and doing these motherfucking 1-2 steps. So she feeling some type of way about her accommodations and shit, saying that it ain't no beautician there, ain't no makeup artist. I don't know if the promoters was supposed to hire that for her, but I'm like, I've never seen or heard of promoters hiring hair and makeup for the artists or whatever. So I don't know what that's about. Then all of a sudden, one of her backup dancers started losing her shit, telling me I ain't got time for all this and acting a fool and screaming and hollering and yelling and being unprofessional. And Suki like, what's going on? Her manager asked the girl what happened. The girl just screaming at the top of her lungs. And Suki then is like to her manager, because the girl ended up storming out. And so she was like, you just let her leave? And he was like, what else was I supposed to do? She out there acting like a goddamn donkey, screaming and hollering and throwing punches and shit. Of course, he, as a man, he can't go grab her or ask her like what the fuck is going on. Hell no, I ain't here to go touch her or follow her. No. So it's just a fucking hot diggity damn mess. Suki's dancer comes back after having her meltdown and she apologizes for acting a fool and everything. And I really like the way that Suki calmed her down, had a conversation with her, uplifting her, but also telling her like, girl, you got to get it together. We ain't got time for that. We got goals to make. We got a performance to do. Like, you can't be spazzing out like that. Like, you know, we supposed to be sisters. We got to get to it. I like the way she handled the girl. She really talked to her in a good, professional, uplifting way. I just wish she'd get that same energy to Kill Bill. I don't like the way she talked to him. I just want to hug Kill Bill and just make him some grits and shrimp. Some fish and grits or some shit. I just want to hug him. I love him. He just like a little fat little chubby boy to me now. I just love him. So we then see Trina perform. Of course, she kills it. Loved her performance outfit. I want to wear something like that. It's so cute. So then we see Ray J in the whip, and Wack hits him up on FaceTime, and he was like, look, dog, you know, that comment you made got me in a world of trouble. And Wack was like, no, nigga, you fucked up. I ain't do shit. Nobody told you to go meet with Kanye 101. You shouldn't have did that shit. Now you got to deal with it. And Ray looking like, I know you fucking lying. Who you talking to, girl? So Ray was like, I feel like ain't nobody been there for me, and what we gonna do to fix this situation? And Wack was like, shit, use this opportunity to speak your truth. Now, what he meant by that is tell the world your side of the fucking story and stop trying to play fair when it come to this whole, because she's using you for clout at this point and relevancy, which we all know. You know, the Kardashians are scraping the barrel of the bottom at this point to stay relevant. And so Ray J ended up doing a whole interview with some magazine. I forgot what magazine he did, but I guess we'll find out on these episodes. But I did not blame him one bit for finally coming forward and saying what really happened and what has happened since then, and how him, Chris, and Kim all came together to do this shit, made a pact, and how him and Kim were still talking even after the tape came out. They were still communicating and all that shit. If you haven't seen that video that I did, go down my playlist and you will see it. Kim ass ain't shit, child. At this point, it's an hour before Sookie has to get on stage to perform. She don't have her hair and makeup done. She asking for a pot to put some water in so her and the girls can wash up because they sweating and she don't want to have no funky pussy. So she finally gets her hair and makeup done. She does her performance, and it looked good from what we saw, but she wasn't happy with it because she wasn't happy, you know, going into it. She felt like she needed more rehearsal, and then she messed up on the dance step, and then she missed a word, and her manager's like, you just being too hard on yourself. And so after her performance, she goes to see Trina and speak, and, you know, they talk, and Trina just tells her, you know, you're going to have many more shows, girl, to work this stuff out. This is a part of the business. Be happy with what you did and just continue to strive and move forward. And that was pretty much it. And the episode went off. Now, next week episode look like it's going to be lit because Gael is going to finally tell Florence that she been fucking her husband, child. Oh, Lord, the ghetto. I give tonight's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami C minus. C minus. It really wasn't that much going on for real. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Tomorrow, my Fashion Killer review video for the Real Housewives of Dubai reunion looks will be up, as well as me and Sharita's Fashion Killer video for the MTV Music Awards. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And if you haven't watched my birthday vlog, it is up as well. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.